Welcome everybody to Overthinking the Odds, a show where I take you through some of the odds for the upcoming PSL matches. Now, because Bobby warned me about you guys, I'm going to ask that don't take my predictions to heart and don't hold me accountable for anything that happens on those bet slips. And please take the time to like this video, to share this video, to follow, to subscribe, to do all of those wonderful things by clicking any of the buttons anywhere on the screen. That really does help with the support. Let's get straight into it. First game up is Mamelodi Sundowns versus Richards Bay United. A Mamelodi Sundowns team that is number 1 in the league and Richards Bay that is number 15. And I'm not going to lie, Ziyakhala Richards Bay with 3 losses from their last 5 games and only 2 draws to account from that. Cape Town Spurs is chasing them very hard. Mamelodi Sundowns, on the other hand, has played 18 games. They've won 14 games. They've only drawn 4 games. They're still unbeaten in the league. But that form has looked a little bit shaky over the past few games, with a 1-1 draw versus SuperSport being the last time we saw them out. But let's be honest, those are champagne problems. It's champagne problems, man. Anybody would love to be unbeaten at this stage of the league. The last time we saw Richards Bay was when they played the Golden Arrows and lost 2-1 in what might be called a KZN derby. Mamelodi Sundowns has won all 5 of the previous matches between the two teams, scoring 11 goals and only conceding 2. But Richards Bay may have some hope because the last 2 times that they met Mamelodi Sundowns, so this fixture is actually much closer than the odds would suggest. Let's look at the odds. SuperSport Bets has placed 1.28 odds on a Mamelodi Sundowns win and an 8.5 on a Richards Bay win, which means that they don't believe Richards Bay can pull this out of the bag. Betway has similar odds with 1.3 on a Sundowns win and 9.2 on a Richards Bay win. And I must say, I agree with the odds and I believe that Mamelodi Sundowns is going to win this game by 2-0, which means that you should bet the over 1.5. The most informed team in the PSL right now is Khoza United, is riding on a 5-game winning streak within the PSL. They sit number 3 in the league. They're going to go face Cape Town City, a team that was the form team earlier in the season, but now find themselves sitting 6th after a 0-0 draw versus Kaizer Chiefs. The last time out for Khoza United, they managed to beat Orlando Pirates 2-1 with the help of Captain Fantastic Ulinda Mtambo. What's crazy is that the last 5 games between the two of them have resulted in 2 wins for both teams and only 1 draw. And the last time out, Khoza managed to beat Cape Town City 1-0. S-Bets places the odds for a Khoza win at 2.6, while Cape Town City comes in with odds of 2.87. Betway is very similar. 2.65 for a Khoza win and 2.85 for a Cape Town City win. I think this game is going to be close, but I expect Khoza United to win 1-0, so don't bet over 1.5 in this here game. Heba Usutu, AmaZulu come into the game versus Polokwane City, sitting 12th on the log, with 3 losses and 2 draws in the last 5 games, including a 2-0 loss versus TS Galaxy. They face a Polokwane City team that's sitting number 10, with 2 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws in their last 5 games. And the last time we saw them out was a 1-0 win versus Ichipa United. When we speak about these two teams, Polokwane City has a favorable record versus AmaZulu, having won 2 games versus AmaZulu's 1 win and the 2 draws that they've played. The last time they saw each other, they drew 0-0 on the 25th of September 2023. The bookmakers at SuperSport say that the odds for an AmaZulu win are 2.25 and 3.3 for a Polokwane. Betway is similar with 2.28 odds on an AmaZulu win and 3.4 on a Polokwane win. For me, I think this is going to be a wonderful draw. The teams are going to play to a 1-1 in my opinion. Interim head coach Gavin was so close to those CAF Champions League spots at some point in the season, but he finds himself 7th in the league with a Chiefs team that has 3 draws, 1 win and 1 loss in their last 5 games, including a draw versus Cape Town City in their most recent game. They face up with somebody who's actually in the pound seats for the Champions League, Carling Cup holders Stellenbosch FC, who just so happen to be number 2 on the log currently. They have 2 wins and 3 draws from their last 5 matches, including an incredible performance versus Royal AM, who they beat 3-0. The craziest thing about this fixture is that everybody would imagine that Stellenbosch FC is going to be ahead of Kaizer Chiefs just by log placement and through whatever's happening over there at Kaizer Chiefs and the problems that that team has been facing. But Kaizer Chiefs has won the last 4 games versus Stellenbosch, including a 2-0 win on the 30th of August 2023, which is why the bookmakers over at SuperSport are saying that a Chiefs win carries 1.4 odds and a Stellenbosch win has odds of 4. Betway is not far behind, as they say that the Chiefs wins odds is 1.93 and a win by Stellenbosch sits at 3.95. And this is crazy, but I'm going to agree with them and say Kaizer Chiefs is going to win their game versus Stellenbosch 1-0 and continue being that hoodoo team for that team from Stellies that does so well everywhere else until they have to look Inechurena in the eye. Coach Steve is doing such an incredible job over at Golden Arrows. He's managed to arrest that free fall that they were under in the last games with Ubabuti Kanyeza, where they lost 7 games in a row. Coach Steve has come in and won his last 2 games, leaving Arrows at number 8 with 29 points. That resurgence will be tested when they play a plucky SuperSport United side sitting number 5 in the league. SuperSport has drawn 4 of their last 5 games and lost to the 5th one, with their last game being an incredible 1-1 stalemate versus mamelodi Sundowns. That means that they are one of only 4 teams not to lose to Sundowns in the league this year. But what's crazy with this matchup is that Golden Arrows has beaten SuperSport 3 times in their last 5 games, with SuperSport winning the other 2. In fact, the last time they saw each other on the 29th of August, Golden Arrows managed to beat SuperSport 3-0. But the odds makers over there at SuperSport are saying that the odds of a Golden Arrows win is 3.1 versus SuperSport's 2.1. And Betway says the odds of an Arrows win is 3.55 versus 2.15 odds for SuperSport United. Now, I actually think this game is going to end with a 1-1 draw. I think Gavin and Steve Compella are going to cancel each other out. So you will get your 2 goals for those that bet on the other screen. Hey, I've never pressed the arrow there. Nyasaba. For the younger Chiefs fans, there was an original Soweto derby that took place between Morocco Swallows and Orlando Pirates. We're going to see that again when number 13th place, Musa Nyatama led 2 draws, 2 losses and 1 win in their last 5 games. Morocco Swallows take on number 4, Orlando Pirates. A team that just can't find that consistency, with 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss in their last 5 games, including a loss to Skukuda United 2-1. This game honestly should be a no-brainer. In their last 5 games, Pirates has won 4 of those games and drawn the last one, which means Swallows is winless versus Pirates in their last 5 matches together. The last time out on the 5th of December, Pirates managed to beat the Swallows 2-0, and the odds makers don't believe in Musa Nyatama. SuperSport places the odds of a Swallows win at 9, whereas a Pirates win carries 1.2 odds. Betway goes even further and places the odds of a Swallows win at 11, but keep to the same as SuperSport bets with 1.2 for a Pirates win. I like Musa Nyatama. I know Pirates is going through a rough patch, but I think that if there is a game that Pirates is going to win or has to win, it has to be the game versus Swallows. So I predict a bounce back 2-0 win for Orlando Pirates versus Swallows. TS Galaxy has been in the press a lot this season, but luckily they've backed that up with some performances to leave them just outside of the top 8 at number 9. 3 wins, a draw and a loss from their last 5 matches, including beating iAmaZulu 2-0 on the 30th of March. They come up against number 11 in the league, Royal AM. And if there's one team that has one hell of a roller coaster this season, it's Royal AM, winning 2, losing 2 and drawing 1 of their last 5 games. But they did lose 3-0 to Stellies. You just never know what Royal AM is going to do on a daily basis. What makes this even more complicated is that the last 5 games between these two, Royal AM has won 3, there have been 2 draws, and TS Galaxy has no wins versus Royal AM in their last 5 games, including a 1-0 loss on the 27th of August 2023. So while form suggests that TS Galaxy should be taking this game, their history really points to Royal AM. Which is interesting because at SuperSport, they've given the odds of 1.8 for TS Galaxy to win and 4.5 for a Royal AM win. Betway says 1.83 for a TS Galaxy win and 1.3 and 4.6 for a Royal AM win. I don't know. For everything we say about Mamki's side, they're still only 3 points behind Sid Ramovic, Carling Cup finalist. And if I'm being 100% honest, I don't think TS Galaxy gets past Royal AM. This game is going to end in a high-scoring 2-2 draw. And of course, for the last game, we have a relegation dogfight between number 14, Chippa United, who've lost 2 and drawn 2 and only won 1 of their last 5 games, losing to Polokwane City 1-0 in their most recent game. They welcome Cape Town Spurs to Buffalo City, a Cape Town Spurs team that still finds themselves at the bottom of the log, but is going through a mini revival. They're only 2 points behind Richards Bay. And as you know, in this league, if you can finish number 15th, you play a playoff, which gives you a very big chance of staying within the league. They have won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1 of their last 5 games. And the last time we saw them out was on the 31st of March when they lost 1-0 to Imoroka Swallows. The last 5 times these guys have met, Cape Town Spurs has actually won 3 of those games, with Chippa taking 1 and 1 being a draw. And on the 25th of August 2023, Chippa was able to beat the Cape Town Spurs 1-0. The odds makers at SuperSport placed the odds of 3 points staying at Buffalo City at 2 and a Cape Town Spurs win at 3.5. Betway, on the other hand, places the odds of a Chippa United win at 1.88 and a Cape Town Spurs win at 4.3. I don't know, this is going to be a tough one, but I see Chippa United edging the Cape Town Spurs 2-0 in this game. Overthinking the odds will be back on Thursday, where we look at the weekend's fixtures and try to predict the outcomes. And remember, I am not responsible for ipeslipi yakho. Ningangikwateli masendliwa, but manwina, I need a share. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on the next one.